tell families where they can go get support, and they refer people to us that need clothing, shoes and stuff like that, because they've been evicted or had a fire or something, and they can help them get things that they need. We also work with Tri-County of Aging and ProMedica, which is a company here in town that took over Heartland Hospice, and they have clients that can't get to cancer treatments. I had a lady that literally shortened her lifespan because she had no transportation to go get chemo. She has no family in the area, she wasn't well enough to drive. ProMedica reached out and said, hey, any way you can help this lady? And I said, well, I don't know, but we'll try. So we started transporting her and getting her in to get her tested, and get her chemo, and taking her to the cancer doctor, and we were able to expand her life out more. So we transport about 19 to 20 people a month. The community service, the community van that the community has bought. We have 7 registered drivers for that, and we have probably 45 to 50 volunteers now doing different things with things in the community. May 1st, we launch our tutoring program. That is K through 5 at-risk kids here in Mason. It'll be on Mondays, and we have qualified people that will be heading that up. And what that means is that we will work closely with the parents, the student, and the school, so that we can help that child come up and do where they're supposed to be at, because of the lack of stuff that happened with COVID. So we got that coming up. We'll be launching that. Okay, I'm gonna go through the slides. This one, come here. This is a ramp project. That's Ralph. You see Ralph sitting there? Ralph loved having people come over. At first he was kind of grumpy, but when the guys showed up to build him a ramp, he couldn't get out of his house to get his cancer treatments. They couldn't get him out, and so he's was pretty much stuck in his house. But he loved to come out there and set, and the guys talked to him, and he really had a good time. So Capital Area Community Service asked us if we could help with that, and that was a ramp project that we did for them. This was a free market that we had done last year. We have a new one coming up this year. It will be May 13th, and what a free market is where people can come and get stuff that they need. We're going to gear up for the summer, try to get some toys for the kids to play outside instead of being on their electronics. I'll pass this around. On one side of the building, the clothing bank will be open for them to come in and get clothing and shoes, summer clothing. And then also too, we'll have the other side, we'll have housewares in it. And we'll also probably have some food for them too, like hot dogs or something. But this is the one we did last year, and we had 67 families come through and get stuff that they needed. The whole purpose of this is, with the economy the way it is, homelessness is up 300%. In fact, I just spent most of the day yesterday and part of the day today with a homeless mom with a 7-year-old here in Mason that I had to work hard to get her into shelter. It's an odd story, but it's just devastating. But homelessness is up 300%. So with that happening, the cutting in the food stamps, the cost of everything, we live in a community called Alice. It's a limited asset, or I can't remember the acronym for it exactly, but in other words, it means this is as good as it's going to get for some of these families. Some of them are on disability. So when things happen, they have to make a choice between putting diapers on their kid or gas to get to work, food on the table, or paying rent. So if we can do something to help fill the gap with clothing, shoes, transportation, we do gas cards, whatever we can do to help fill that gap so they don't have to make that hard decision. Because you figure diapers, if we give them diapers, formula, and wipes, that's probably enough to fill a gas tank to get to work. That's money that they wouldn't have to put out for that. And then we'll also be able to offer some budgeting classes for them too, to help them keep moving forward, not continuing to rely on the resources and services. This is by the taxes, this is what we did this year, this is 109 families that we did. We scheduled it through 211. We now have 2 trained tax preparers, so next year we'll be able to do them on site. So it'll be one-stop shopping. We had a couple come in, and they were doing their taxes, and they didn't have any food, so he was able to go over to the food bank. They were open, so he got some food. They went in and got some clothes. They would have to wait 2 hours to get a bus back to their place, because CATA only runs through here certain times of the day, and you have to have a commuter. And so they had these bags of things, and so I happened to be coming through there with a van, and I said, I'll give you a ride home. So we were able to take them home, so we gave them a full service. So that was cool. But this is a good way to connect with the community, and knowing what other resources we can help them with. This is Terry and Heather Pinkert. This is a couple that I got a call from, Jeets, the owner of Hebs Inn. This couple had been living there for 8 months, and was homeless, and it took a little bit of work, but by golly, it happened, and we got them into housing at Carriage Lane through Ingham County Housing Commission. So it's helping them navigate the resources. They're doing very well, and they had a baby, and they are just tickled pink. You guys have helped us do diaper drives. And we also did one at, what's the Sun-Dried Festival. We had done one there too. So we are constantly collecting diapers. There is always a need in the community, so we meet with the service organizations, the churches, City of Mason, Mason Public Schools, Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, whoever comes to the table. Who else comes, Doug? Food bank?
Unusual people like a construction company.
Oh yeah, construction company came.
Yeah.
But anyways, we meet the second Thursday of every month at the Methodist Church, and we do a roundtable discussion where people will bring concerns to the table. One of them, this is an example of how it happens. One of them would happen to be the need for 26 plus is what we call it. When people are handicapped mentally and physically to some degree, there's nothing for them. At age 26, they opt out of a lot of programs. And prior to COVID, we had community mental health, we had MSU Extension, and we had a group here in Mason called Eden Transition that they could get together and socialize. But with COVID, those 3 things did not come back for these people. So it was brought to our attention. Thank you, Becky. Or Jenny, for Becky. Anyways, so in doing that, we brought forth and started a group called Friends. And they meet the second Tuesday of every month over here at the Presbyterian Church. And they socialize, they do a lot of different things. They came to our building this month, and put together baskets for our fundraiser on Saturday night. And so it was really fun having that group of 20 come in there and just got to know them, and it was just fun. They had a good time doing it. So that was one of the things that have come out of the needs in the community that was discussed. Other things have come up too. We do have an open house coming up. And that's where we're going to be open for the community on May 6th, the same time as Spring Fling, from 10 to 2, where the community can come through and take a look at what we have and what we do. We'll also be working, I'm getting some dates from Ingham County Health Department, where they're going to come and do prenatal and family classes to help young families here in Mason. That's never been offered before in this area, so we're going to get it offered. And then also too, on your tables, you'll see the Empty Cup. The Empty Cup is our fundraiser that is happening on Saturday down here at the Nazarene Church from 5 to 7. We'll have a silent auction, and it is a mystery dinner. We have a playwright that wrote a mystery dinner, so it'll be a lot of fun, and the goal for that fundraiser is to raise funds for the building, because we do have to fund the building. Told you, we've been busy. Any questions?
What group leads off the community discussions every month?
At our meetings?
Yeah.
That would be the Lions Club.
Yeah. They know what we're doing.
Yep. Involved in the community. very well represented. Any other
I
questions?
was very impressed today, what Becky wanted Subway, because I walked in, I had my pin on, and the girl goes, aren't they the group that gives out glasses and hearing aids? And I'm thinking, this is a young girl, thank you, she knew it. I was very impressed with this young lady. She must have heard it from someplace.
Yeah, we have a resource room in our building, and we have your information out there. We also have it on, we gotta update it though, it's on a half sheet, I don't think I have any of those here. And it says who to call for what you need. And on there it says the Lions Clubs for glasses and for hearing aids. And then it has for clothing, for rent, for utilities, for food, and that type of thing. And then if it also says on there, if there's something that you are in need of and it's not listed here, get a hold of us and we'll try to see what we can do. Any other questions? I do have tickets for the fundraiser.
One more question.
Uh-huh.
We collect glasses and hearing aids,
Mhm.
but what about other items, like canes, walkers, wheelchairs? Is there anyone that specializes in collecting that kind of item?
Well, I won't say that they actually collect it, but it's housing and you can get it from them. And that is the VFW post out here, 7309. We'll take medical supplies, hospital beds, walkers, commodes, canes. You know that big white building there by the VFW there in front? That has all that stuff in there. Okay. We also, Danielle Every for Kiwanis and Jefferson. She has a closet full of supplies too for people in need. The Presbyterian Church in Holt also is a medical supply lender for wheelchairs, walkers, and stuff like that. But actually somebody collecting it and managing it, no. Is there a need for it? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if many of you know it or not, but the fire department has a storage unit, 2 of them out here where Wix used to be. And it has furniture, beds, everything in it you could imagine. So if a family gets burned out, they can get a hold of Carrie Minshall and they can come get housing or get, beds and couches and dressers and whatever they have out there to help refurnish the house, as well as a grant that you guys offer too.
Any other questions? This has been mind-boggling. There's so much.
I told you buckle up because we've been so busy.
You were kidding. Yeah, there's so much need, and there's so much heart in trying to meet those needs, and we thank you for the work that you do.
I'm honored.
We have a little personal gift for you.
Well, thank you.
And not too long ago, we got communication saying that you needed some money to help with rent, and they were looking for $100 here, $100 there, or more if you were able. We do have a check for you for $100.
Thank you.
I have a real check.
Or whatever else you want to use it for.
Thank you.
Ready? That's good? Okay. Okay, now, good.
Can you Photoshop me to look good?
I don't need to Photoshop you to make you look good.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means. Is this one you need back?
Oh, probably.
I was gonna say, you probably reuse it,
We'll
don't
just-
you?
Can't cash that, there's no numbers on it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you again for being with us tonight.
I appreciate it. On May 6th, we have an open house. Or if you want to volunteer, get on our website, masoncommunityservices.org, and sign up to volunteer.
Thank you. Now, you're welcome to stick around for our admin part of our meeting if you'd like, or you're under no obligation if you have other things to do. Okay, let's zip right along here with the secretary's report.
Did you give her a gift? Okay, there's an application for membership in there.
Okay, secretary's report, please.
You have in front of you the agenda, flip it over, you've got the minutes of the last meeting. And these were sent out yesterday morning. Are there any additions or corrections?
Sounds like you're good to go. Okay, treasurer's report. That would be you, Rich.
What's that? Oh, treasurer's report, sorry, I was
Yeah.
trying to get this over to
She's trying to send me the picture.
Okay.
You were multitasking, weren't you?
No, men don't multitask, we task shift,
Oh, okay, well, whatever. It's
one
your
thing at a
turn.
time.
Be careful how you say that, sir.
Administrative account, 8,163.19. Gaming account, 11,278.62. Donation account, 3,361.56. And I took care of those Lions donations that we discussed last week.
Okay,
The checks are off in the mail.
okay, great. Leo Club report, I went to the last meeting and it turned out to be kind of a non-meeting. The Honor Society was supposed to set up the school for the spring dance and nobody showed up. So it turned out that somebody talked to somebody and Amber said, well, the Leos like to volunteer. So the Leos did all of the setup. So I kind of hung around for a little while and Amber said, well, there's gonna be another half hour or so, and I'm thinking, I don't need to hang around. So anyway, I gave her the information about May 6th and things that they might be able to do if they'd like to help out at the booth, and it sounded like in previous conversations, they were pretty interested in doing that. So Amber was gonna cover that with them at the end of the meeting. So we may have some Leos with us on May 6th doing
Yeah,
white
when I
cane.
talked to him Friday, I'll reinforce.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, very good, yeah.
Yeah, and I had brought that up when I was there.
Okay, yeah, she did mention it.
Yeah, and they were, when I was there, they were making these little clay things and worry
Oh.
things, yeah.
Okay. All right, any other Leo news? Not really, okay. Old business, cabinet meetings tomorrow night at the Delhi Cafe, that's always a good time. There's going to be officer and youth member training on Friday, May 5th at Polk High School. There will not be a Zoom recording of any of those sessions. Spring Fling booth signups, Doug has those someplace.
Yeah, on the table's right behind me, I have the spring fling signups. There's plenty of room.
Okay.
I'm gonna invite everybody to come down anytime they can, but, the more the merrier. It would be kind of bad if there were more Leos than us, but you never know. That's why I wanna make sure I have something for the Leos to do.
Oh, okay, great, yeah. 'cause
They get
they-
squirrely if they don't have something.
Yeah, if they
to do.
get one channeled energy.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, one thing I'll mention is that they can't walk around the courthouse to get white paint. Okay, so poker room signups, apparently there's still a slot or two left for that.
We still have slots for Thursday, okay? I had moved to the evening slot, but there's still the, earlier slot. I don't know if it's 6 to 10 is early for anybody, but it's earlier slot.
It's not the 10 to 2.
That's what I'm signed up for Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, we thank you for that.
But, we still need a couple people. Also, remember that if you haven't done the poker room for a while, there's a spot on there for you to put your name next to it. Chris did that, the last time he had poker room, and he learned all about it.
I heard you did a good job too.
I just collect chips.
That can be confusing enough when you got people calling from 2 tables.
Yep.
Okay, Jeff and I went to that Bear Lake Camp fundraiser event that was April 14th. And we had a good time and they raised over $4,000 for the camp.
Is that at Grand Ridge?
Yeah. Okay, Ken wanted to talk about the robot team.
Yeah, the robots, of course, we gave a little donation to them a couple weeks ago, which was great. Money well spent. They finished 7th in the world.
Wow.
Tied for 7th, I ought to say it that way. That's what I was told anyway by my son. My youngest son, he goes along with them as a mentor and a volunteer, and he enjoys it. He has an 11th grader that's in it, but there's 20-some kids. They had a couple of little glitches happen. On the way down, they stopped at their motel and they didn't have reservations for them. Well, you got a busload of kids. Manchester was with them and Mason. So here you got, I don't know, we'll say 40, 50 kids, no place to sleep. So they got on the phone and of course did their thing and found a place for them. Coming back, same thing happened. But the lady that got this all ready for them had everything in writing and copies for the people that were in charge. And it all worked out. They all found a place to sit. But, it takes them, the drivers can only drive 10 hours a day. that's standard, of course. But, finish, well, I also say this too, to finish 7th in the world, you're talking of 600 schools from the world. Now, that's from overseas, of course, too. So that's a lot of kids. And you know, if you got 20 kids per team, think how many kids that is, you gotta keep track of down there. But this building, the pictures that I've seen of them, this building is large. And they increased it last year and made it bigger for this year. That's why there are so many schools there this year. But anyway, we did it.
Thanks for that update. Wow, what a great team. Let's see, any other old business? Okay, looking ahead a little bit, May 10th meeting, we will be counting eyeglasses. We're gonna do the budget for the coming year. So if you have any ideas about new things that you'd like to add to our permanent donation list, come along and make suggestions on those. Scholarship presentations will be May 17th, and I reckon I'm nominated to do that since it's usually club president. May 24th meeting, we're gonna have Benjamin Charto from Building 21, tell us about that project. And June family picnic, we need some people to sign up to put that together. That's where we'll hand out awards and install officers like we did last year. Other than the weather last year, I thought that worked out pretty well to combine the picnic with installation. Well, wherever, the committee can decide that, so.
It is the 16th.
The second Tuesday in June.
Tuesday?
Wednesday, I mean, second Wednesday of June. Okay. Any other new business, things you'd like to bring up? Hearing none. Any announcements or reminders? Let's move on to the 50/50 and Joker Draw then.
50/50 is worth $13.
An honest person to draw.
Where are you gonna find that?
And you're going for a farmer?
Price you were done.
846-8274.
Yes, sir. Thank you, neighbor.
Andy, too.
7-2.
Oh. That's a shame, gosh.
That's it, Sarah, on the next one.
Decides to put it on, that's
Right in the middle.
down there, past that's real.
Thank you.
You got it. Nobody else hollered, so.
Add this to that check.
Thank
You
you.
got $1 ready?
Perfect. Now, you can pull this, because until you become a member, you're safe from this game. Now,
What's this one?
this is the Joker Draw. If you win this, you win half of what's come up so far, plus you get to run the Joker Draw until somebody else wins.
You have to become
Which
a
is
member.
why I'm doing it. So, number 0625
Yes.
5
Yes.
4.
No.
If nobody claims it, it's probably mine, because I can't find my ticket.
Not mine, I'm 5'6".
Close.
561.
$2.
Who's got it?
Is that yours?
It's probably mine, I can't find it.
Probably yours.
Who's got?
Can't find it.
Who won that?
Jennifer. Jennifer.
I was assuming somebody stole my tickets.
Sold your ticket. Stole them.
2 clubs. 2 clubs.
She's accusing
Oh,
one of us of.
Here it is. Missed by a mile.
How much was it this time?
It was $82.50.
Wait till it gets bigger.
Yeah,
it's not big
make it
enough.
worthwhile.
Whoever stole Jenny's ticket, you didn't say anything, so. Too bad.
Okay, is there anything else anybody has to say? Parting words, wisdom?
Just thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for all that you do, it's amazing.
I need you to go.
Just do it.
Okay.
I can't find a place to park.
Get there the day before.
Meeting adjourned.
Please check the sign-up sheets before you leave.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing
Yeah,
I did forget. I did forget one thing. On the table, there is a handout about eyeglass processing. It's not stuff that necessarily concerns us, but it's interesting information.
Yeah, I said, well, some of it actually, meeting parks director, Lincoln Goat Launch, talking about,
Oh,
plans new access.
Oh, really?
It's hard to shoreline.
Downstairs, what's going on?
Being an unfriendly.
How's come they're beating you? But
I'll give you
got
that.
them because I'm screwed in the morning when I get time.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be here. Two now.
I think,
oh,
I'll be home
Two now.
somewhere along the way.
They went to get it all.
oh, really?
Yeah, all done. They got a kid.
All right, yep.
He's the driver.
If you find a white ring binder on the gravel something they are doing,
Got to do with information, gas now.
Is that valuable information to anybody that do?
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Somewhere,
Tony, it's not dry out there.
it's not very warm either, freezes all over. Snowed yesterday.
She's how it seems like you're supposed to be out here tonight.
I believe it. That was it's gonna be, considered till the middle of May before it kind of straightens out, who knows? People get antsy before then, I think. A little bit. Well, it's gonna rain tomorrow, but over the weekend.
They're working on that road out there, I don't know, Oregon Highway or anything. Those guys work out there in rain.
Well, I never talked about it, used to be.
Something right beside it.
Yeah, that's such a, I don't understand that.
Yep, today and tomorrow.
Putting a tile in the whole, it's gonna cost a lot of money, but I don't know.
So call his dad up. Hey, can you go over there?
Bridge, whatever, under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, so you get more trucks.
So, every so often, they get on the sheet, they're running down that gravel, so they're
Hammering it down.
hammering it down, I suppose. And then the semi, come in on the bridge.
17-year-old receiver
Yeah.
van.
So they have to go on that already.
They don't like definition, so.
Sometimes they run the semis with it loaded. Of course, the ground here is loaded.
Oh, you did, okay.
Karen's sign out south, 3 years ago.
Kibbutz and stuff like that.
I think you just said, I don't think you wanted to pass that out.
Then I kept watching. They started going south again.
Gosh, 2020.
Yeah.
Grand Old River.
Blacktop somewhere, I don't know.
They're dumping all out there, there's a special barns over there.
Oh, man.
Doing that.
Oh,
What am I gonna do with all that?
Oh,